Geek Eats episode 2 is here, and it's Sunday. I got a drink in my hand, and oh my goodness, this episode is the one that people have already written me about, wondering, can you show me how to make your chicken chili? And I'm here to tell you, yes I can, because the people that are asking me have eaten it. And chicken chili is something I pride myself on, although it doesn't take a whole lot of effort, as you'll soon see. But it's not one of those chicken chilies that people put out there that they just take a regular chili and instead of hamburger they put chicken in it, and some people put fucking corn in it. No, this is a white chili. I'm gonna show you how to make it properly, and the whiskey's gonna help you. Woo! Now, once again, we begin with onions. Ordinarily, I would choose one big fat ass yellow onion, but we only have like 2 regular size onions. So we're just gonna cut this and get this shitty onion skin off the edge of it, and then cut. Wow, that's a lot harder than I thought it would be. And you peel it off of there in a way that's going to make you cry. There's a lot of remedies that people will tell you while you're cutting an onion. That's like, if you don't want your eyes to fucking sting, you can light a candle, or you can look like a fucking Melvin and put on a pair of safety glasses, or you can do both, or you could fucking man up and just cut a goddamn onion, man. If you cry, you cry. It's okay. It's okay to cry manly tears, especially if you're cutting onions, because onions are pretty hardcore. Now, there's also a school of thought. Again, I want to stress that my knife work, it needs some work. So I could probably be practicing that. And so the next time you see me, you'll be like, wow, he learned how to dice a fucking onion. But that's not this video, and I don't want you to have to sit there and watch me struggle any more than I'm doing right now. That would be a really sad, fucked up video. We're just gonna get this shitty onion outer part off of there, and now we got nothing but serviceable, yummy onion to dice up. Alright, first thing we're doing, we're going back to good old olive oil country. Put some fat in the pot already. And then we're going to introduce our onions. But that's going to make a noise, so I'm going to swirl that olive oil around there real quick. And I'm going to introduce you good people to adobo seasoning. Wow! This is crucial to the white chicken chili, is the adobo seasoning. And you're like, I probably don't have that in my local grocery store. The onions are fucking sizzling in the pan. But you probably do. So you just go over to that section of the store where they got all the good Mexican food. Immigration's probably waiting on you to pull something out of there. Don't be afraid. Go ahead and just get yourself some adobo seasoning and pop it on these onions as they sweat and cook. And you're gonna stir that up with your spoon, because you don't want your onions to get dry and shitty. You want them nice and soft and juicy for the next step in cooking chicken chili. Woo! Okay, while that onion is softening in the pan, you got an opportunity here to put some work in and work on this here chicken. Now, I'm gonna shortcut the shit out of this recipe to help you people out to make this awesome. But you don't have to. If you don't want to go out and spend money on a rotisserie chicken that they have available in the grocery store, you can roast it in the oven. There's plenty of recipes on doing that. But if you do that, you want to make sure that the seasonings they put on that chicken aren't too aggressive, or it'll kind of screw up the flavor. That's why I went with a regular one. So it's just boring ass chicken, but I'm gonna make it awesome. I'm gonna haul that out of there. Already cooked chicken. Can't beat it, man. That's right. So I'm just gonna cut this up, remove all the undesirable things like bones and fat and tendons. So every time you get a fryer chicken, you got a shot at glory. And I'm gonna grab a pal, grab each end of this, and when you pull it apart, you get to make a wish. And if the top part comes off with it, well, it's gonna be Fat City for old Kurt and his wishbone retirement plan. And then the third retirement plan isn't much of a retirement at all. It's like, I'll just work till I'm dead. Does anybody else have that program going? It's pretty choice. All right, you can see the onions are starting to really look translucent. Translucent! That's the word I'm trying to say. And my onions are nice and soft. They're not getting all scorched. So it's time to introduce, what the hell, a little more adobo seasoning. Because you can really kind of go nuts. I'm not going to give you an exact measurement on how much of that you need to put in, but I am going to give you an exact measurement here. You're going to need 32 ounces of chicken broth. And you can go high dollar on chicken broth, and it's good, but if you can get your grandma or your mom to make some homemade chicken broth from scratch, now that's the shit you need to make. But we're going shortcut on this, and you just grab it from the store and you're gonna be okay. So once that broth is introduced, you're gonna pick out a nice fat bay leaf. Yeah, trust me, don't skimp on the bay leaf. Don't do too much. You just need one little, oh yeah, crinkle a little bit, and then toss that bay leaf in the pot and throw the lid on it, and we're just gonna simmer that little mixture while we finish the rest of the chicken. Bam! All right, got the broth, it's all simmering here. We got our chicken all cut up, so I'm going to carefully introduce that. This broth is hot, so you don't want to splash yourself. Just carefully scoop all that yummy chicken in there and let that cook up with the seasonings. You know what? I got the lid off. Let's go ahead and dose it up again a little bit with a couple of shakes of adobo seasoning. I can't stress this enough. There isn't a substitute for this. Don't try to home this shit, all right? Get yourself some adobo seasoning. Hey, it's time to drain the beans. So crack open. I use different, see, you know, the thing is, I said last episode on kitchen knives not to go cheap, and I should have mentioned I've cut a corner or two, and one of them is this shitball can opener. You gotta spend your money on a can opener, okay? Or you're gonna do what Curtis is doing, which is several attempts to open. Hey, it's work. Okay. Several attempts to open one freaking can of beans. So, oh my god. Ha! Almost there! This one's not my fault. This is a dented can. Fuck this goddamn can. I should have gotten a discount on this. Lift that lid open there like that. Now, you can use a lot of combination of beans. Or if you just like white beans, put the white beans in there.
Hey boys, look what I got here. Hey, where are the white
beans?
At?
But I recommend this little trio of yummy beans for a reason, because size, color, texture all matter. And you got a lot of things represented in your Great Northern beans. Great Northern beans, boy. Can't beat them. And black beans adds a little color. You know what I mean? It's real zip when you look at your pot and there's like all different colors moving around, and the black beans come up, you're like, shit's on, man. These black beans are awesome. And then your garbanzos. These chickpeas, don't fucking do that. Trust me, this is important too. Adds a completely different texture to this meal. I don't really like chickpeas and anything else. I mean, I do like hummus, but I wouldn't say, oh, it's a big pile of chickpeas. It's hummus. So, opening cans. gonna suck. This is why Gordon Ramsay's so angry, because he's in the kitchen and there's all kinds of shit in there that's failing him. You know, why can't anything run right? Well, it's not going to if you go cheap, Gordo. You gotta spend money on the old can opener. Can too. We get them all. Now listen to me. You can just open these cans of beans and throw them in your pot. There's lots of juice and sodium that goes in there, and it'll work out okay, but nobody's gonna be impressed because it'll look like a big cloudy piece of shit in your pot. And so when you crack these cans of beans open, all right, you're gonna bring them around to the sink and you're gonna drain them and you're gonna rinse them. Then they're ready to be introduced to our chicken chili. All right, we've had our chicken in here simmering with the onions and the broth and the bay leaf about 35-45 minutes. So we'll fish that bay leaf out of there because it's done its job. You can simmer this a lot longer if you like. If you want to just slow cook this all day, you can put it in your crock pot and let that just get good and yummy. But it's time here in the meat compound to introduce the heavy whipping cream. And hey, crew, we're not making a dessert. Listen, I know what I'm doing. Trust the chef. You just get your ass a little carton, a little half pint of heavy whipping cream, all right? And you introduce it to this simmering pot. And I said simmer, so you don't want a high heat or this shit will scald and it will taste awful and you're not gonna be able to blame me because I told you. Look at that. Oh, magic is starting to happen. So you introduce this heavy whipping cream and you're gonna let that simmer for another 35-45 minutes. Stir occasionally, just make sure everybody's getting all happy in that pot. Chicken chili is perfectly complemented by a whole bunch of things. One of them is Fritos corn chips. It's actually my favorite little treat to take with it. But when you're talking chili anyway, you gotta have some cornbread with it. And I'm just gonna go ahead and offer this up. Listen, you can buy all the stuff to make it from scratch, but Jiffy's already got it in a box. Even if I made this from scratch, I would just buy this little Jiffy corn muffin mix and make it anyway, because, well, we're doing a shortcut bitch on this, trust me. This is one of those meals that tastes like it's forever cooked from scratch. It's not. So, I'm gonna show you how to make some cornbread. Alright, we're making cornbread. You're gonna throw those dry ingredients in your bowl. Rip the top right off of it. Get that little guy open, pour it in there. Now I'll do an initial little stir. Now you can get all fancy and buy one of these big ass squisks like that. This cornbread, man, fork will do nicely. Just, I'm gonna fluff it a little bit, the ingredients, and then take out the big lumps. You're gonna have lumps. Then the wet ingredients are pretty much just a 1/3 cup of milk and an egg. There's no reason to try to do one then the other, so I'll just crack this egg open and dump it in my milk to introduce the wet to the dry all in one fell swoop. Let's hope I didn't get any eggshell in my cornbread. You'll find out later, there's a little extra texture in there. You don't have to whip this like you're, you know, stirring up any other kind of ingredient. You just want to fold this in. It's not too aggressive. Okay, let me pour that into a greased baking dish. So I gotta make sure I grease it with a little non-stick spray. So the cornbread comes out good. Fork that right down in the bottom of that pan. It's like a happy little lump of cornbread batter. get the most that I can and just keep reintroducing it into the center as it will eventually ooze its way out like a big cornmeal blob. Ha! Okay, you see that the batter's already kind of spread out the bottom of the pan, so it's time to shove it in the oven where it raise up, make into a delicious, moist, tasty cornbread. I'm going to set this timer for about 15 minutes. Alright, it's simmered long enough, so it's time to introduce the beans. We're going to put all my beans in there, and then to make them boys real happy, I'm going to throw in a can of diced green chilies. This is real important. This is where your chicken chili is going to super duper take off. Flavor of these green chilies, yeah, I'm gonna get them all, boy. I'm not even happy with that. I'm gonna get in there and there you go. I'm gonna get it all out. Everybody in the pool. And we're gonna stir this yummy, oh my goodness, look at that. That's already just super duper happy. And the smell coming off of this is actually making me salivate right now because it's so good. But it ain't done, man. This is gonna simmer again. So you're gonna let that continue getting happier and happier by the minute. Cornbread is ready to come out of the oven, so I'm gonna scoop myself. Oh god damn, the chicken chili is looking good, man. You get yourself a couple of decent scoops of that, put some of the broth on top of it like that, set that aside because it's hot. I'm gonna put my oven mitt on, get that cornbread goodness. Ooh. Open that oven and a blast of air comes up. The beard protect you. It doesn't. It's hot. Come on. Cut myself out. Little hunk of cornbread. Oh yeah. Put that. You dump it right down in there, man. Now you can outfit this with some sour cream or sliced jalapenos, but I ain't got the patience for that, man. It's chicken chili time. You make this up for your friends at the game table, they are gonna thank you tenfold, and you're gonna make sure that this game night, at the very least, the food was memorable if the game wasn't. Hey, thanks for watching. This is Kurt from First Table Gaming saying, get yourself some real food.